Welcome on in to the bi-monthly edition of the Brown Mamba Show. I am your host, Casey Brown, joined as always by Matthew Mamba. Matt, how you doing?
I'm scared, but I'm here.
Matt, it's been a very long time since we last spoke, at least on the podcasting medium. What is
Sure.
new? What is new?
Ah, I got called for jury duty. That's what's new.
Yeah, we were talking about that. So, you are a prejudiced person. How are you going to vote? Just kidding.
As
For
long as they're not Jewish, I think we're
okay,
good.
all right. I was about to say, for future reference, for future employers and everything, Matthew is not a prejudiced person. He is a very lovable person. If you took a fat golden retriever and put into a human form, that is what Matt is.
Like the dog from Full House.
Yes, except golden retrievers have a lot of are very active and everything. So maybe not a golden retriever, but like just take a lovable dog, make it
Like
fat.
Airbud.
No, no, you're not like Airbud.
Airbud was active.
Yeah, but you're not.
Well, okay. Well, then why would you say active?
I'm saying golden retrievers are active, but you're not.
But
So
I'm not. Okay, so it wasn't a good comp. Gotcha.
no, I would say maybe like a whippet, but whippets are
The heck is that?
a whippet's like a very fast dog, but they're not very active. So that's still bad though. You're not fast. Um, what are
It's
you?
that dog that can't breathe. Bulldog.
Oh, you are like a bulldog.
They're born and they're like, I'm not going to be able to breathe right until I die.
Yeah, just yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm glad we were able to figure that one out. Um, but yeah. So yes, Matthew is not prejudiced. Uh, very prideful, but not
Okay.
prejudiced.
Oh, like the book by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. So what's new? You have you watched Big Brother?
I haven't watched it yet. I've recorded every episode. Still haven't watched it though.
Yeah. I watched like the first up to the first eviction, and then I just completely stopped. Seems like a good
Really?
cast, but I just completely stopped. So glad we can't talk about that because I haven't watched it either. Uh, have you been watching the Olympics?
Um, I've watched some events from time to time. It just seems a little pointless because by the time I watch it, it already happened, and I already have seen the results on Twitter and other apps. But I still watch it.
What do you mean it's already happened?
Like for a lot of the events, they're replayed for prime time slots for America. So like, my mom wanted to watch the volleyball semifinals, and like it happened like early in the freaking morning, and then they replay it at like 6 o'clock p.m. and
Oh,
that's when she finds
okay.
out. So
Yeah, I was about to say you either have to like watch it at like 10 p.m. or 5 in the morning for all the good stuff. So that makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah, this is excuse me. This is the first year that I got into the Olympics actually pretty heavy. Like the year leading up and everything, I really got into like watching the
uh
whole track events and everything. So I got to know like all the track athletes for Team America, and they have all choked. They have all choked, just like the rest of Team America, because we are not leading in gold medals, Matthew, and it's very frustrating.
we're not leading in gold medals. I thought we were.
No,
Did
no,
we
no. So
fall
they're
behind
leading.
with China?
They are just wiping the floor when it comes to medal count, but like they're still
Uh
like
huh.
they're six behind. They're six behind China when it comes to gold medals. And Japan has
Gold
24.
medal?
Yeah.
Kobe?
Yeah. Wait,
What's happening?
Kobe. Oh, Kobe because it's 24.
He's 24.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
America's got 99 medals, and China only has 81. But China's got six more gold medals than us. So who's the winner in that scenario, Matt?
I guess it depends on how you look at it. Also, I'm frozen on my end. I don't know if I'm frozen
You
on
are
your
also
end.
frozen on my end as well. I mean, it's not the most flattering picture of you, but to be fair, the most flattering picture of you is still not very flattering. Um,
It's not bad. I've had worse.
yeah, I agree. So, yeah, but all right. What's more important, the higher medal count or the highest gold medal count?
Gold medals. You got to go for first, baby.
If you're not first, you're last.
Sure.
Did you see? Did you see those two high jumpers? They shared a gold medal. What's your thoughts on that?
What the freak? What? Okay, I don't watch high jumping. I don't know what the frick that's about. What it kind of defeats the purpose of a gold medal if you're gonna share it.
All right, so please excuse my ignorance when it comes to this because I'm trying to figure out how that worked. So I guess when it comes to high jump, they set their jumps and rounds by like the highest it goes up and down. At least I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so all three medalists got over the first bar, but the bronze guy like failed in more attempts. So he got over the bar, and then they kept going over it, and like he failed like all of his other attempts. But the other two guys, they both completed and failed in the same amount of attempts. So when it came to like the last attempt and the last guy failed, the judge comes up. He's like, "Well, you guys can share a gold medal, I guess." And those two looked at each other, and I guess they're old trading partners or something. And they were like, "Yeah, you want to share a gold medal?" So they shared a gold medal. So not a real gold medal, in my opinion, even though
Why
they
don't
are.
they have why don't they have like a jump off or something? Isn't that a thing?
I,
I don't know.
I mean, the entire competition's a jump off,
Yeah, but like run it back, keep it.
like a sudden death.
Friggin' football has overtime, extra innings, freaking penalty kick. I don't freaking know. Just keep competing until there's one left.
Yeah, I agree. To be fair, I do not blame either of them for taking the gold medal. However, in my case, in my opinion, illegitimate gold medal. Even though,
So
again,
do they both get gold medals, or do they have
yes,
to do it like divorced parents, where it's like, all right,
they get one gold medal and they have to share it.
yeah, it's like you get it on the weekend and every other Christmas.
No, I believe they get two gold medals, and the third guy gets a bronze, so no silver medals.
Oh, come on. Well, if they're gonna get, technically he's second then, right? If we're
Yeah.
gonna follow the same logic.
Exactly. Anybody should be very prideful when they get a bronze medal in the Olympics. However, imagine being that
Sure.
guy where you're the only one to medal that didn't get a gold medal. Like, that's a
You had
little.
a 66.6% chance of getting that sucky, and you missed.
Yeah, that's a no. 33.33.
No, a 66% chance to get a gold medal. Because there's 2 out of 3. Hello? Keep up.
Is that true?
I'm not an idiot here.
I
Yeah, 2/3 of 66.6
no.
repeating.
I understand that. I understand the
Yeah.
math, but I don't think
Right.
that's true when it comes to. No, he wouldn't have a 66.667 chance of getting it.
No, I'm just saying, in an outside world, you're like, all right, I'm a fortune teller. You're gonna get a freaking medal in this Olympics, and 2 of the winners are gonna be gold medalists.
Okay.
So you're like, oh shoot,
I understand.
I got a 66.6% chance of freaking getting the gold medal.
All right, now I completely understand. That totally makes sense. I'm glad
100%.
I'm glad we are the spokesperson when it comes to this, because it makes
Mhm.
so much sense. But yes,
Absolutely.
but yes, no, I've really been keeping up with the Olympics. I think it's great. I really have enjoyed watching it this year. The swimming has been really cool to watch. The Caleb Dressel has been awesome, just absolutely awesome. And it's weird to think that he's 24 and only a year older than me.
Kobe.
And it's like you look at
Yeah.
him, and it's like you're not 24. Like you are just a Greek goddess, Greek
Yeah,
god.
you're like in your 40s.
Right. Yeah, I'm 23, and I don't look anywhere near that.
Yeah, like when I worked at the NFL draft, I was watching all these dudes younger than me get drafted and get these millions of dollars signing bonuses, and I'm over here holding a sign up that tells people to friggin' wear their masks.
See, when MLB prospects come in and guys get drafted and everything, that doesn't really bother
Mhm.
me. That are younger than me, that doesn't really bother me. But when I see guys like
Mhm.
Caleb Dressel, who look like they were built out of sculpted clay. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, well, yeah, no, I don't like it.
That's one way to live your life, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Successful and fit, I guess.
right, loser. Can you imagine how much work's put into that?
Freaking idiot.
All right. As we're speaking right now, USA is up 46-42 on France, for the gold medal
Oh,
for basketball.
who the frick is playing for France? Fournier? Is he
Yes, I'm
French? That
pretty
sounds
sure
like a French
Fournier
name.
has been like tearing up this Olympics.
Is Tony Parker still hanging around the Olympics game? No,
No.
probably not.
Let's see who else is on France. Nicholas Batum.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I don't know any. Frank. What's his name from
The
the
Knicks guy. The
Knicks?
Knicks guy.
Frank's
Yeah.
Nikita, whatever. Rudy Gobert's on there.
Oh yeah, freaking Rudy COVID.
Mustafa Fall is up there.
You just made that up.
Pretty sure he played for the Pistons. I could be completely wrong.
I almost played for the Pistons at one point last year.
Yeah, that's understandable. Uh, but yeah. So speaking of men's basketball in the Olympics and Team USA, I got a question for you. I'll hit it hard. Is Greg Popovich overrated?
It's Greg Popovich overrated. Let me try and see what's happening here. Are you gonna point the angle of he inherited a dynasty of David Robinson to Tim Duncan, Ginobili and Parker, then to Kawhi?
That's
Is that where
exactly
we're going here?
that's exactly what I'm pointing at. Like,
I think it's kind of like a Bill Belichick thing where certainly he's gotten a lot of help from the talent on his teams, but you got to give him credit
okay,
for having so much success in the NBA when he's going against Kobe and Shaq in the Western Conference exchanging rings in the 2000s.
okay, but before Bill Belichick was Bill Belichick, he was about to go to the Super Bowl with the Browns with Vinny Testaverde as at the helm. Like, let's calm it down a little bit. If Greg Popovich had a Vinny Testaverde on his court, he's probably not winning all those championships.
Well, Bill Belichick was more of a defensive guy. I can't really remember. I'm assuming that Browns defense was good back in that time. I don't know.
Sure,
Maybe.
I wasn't alive.
No. I don't know. I mean, he had Lawrence Taylor over in the Giants.
Yeah, that's
Won
true.
a couple Super Bowls over there.
That's true.
I don't know.
But that's one guy.
Sure.
And
Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. That's three guys.
yeah, but three guys is a lot more than one guy, especially when it comes to basketball.
True.
They're actually three times more guys. And then when it comes to basketball, when you carry the one,
I already did too much math. Dude, this is too much math for this freaking episode. All right?
but seriously though, like, all right, so you got Parker Ginobili and Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's probably most definitely the best power forward of all time.
He's up there.
Tony Parker, incredibly good distributor of the ball, great point guard, and
Sure.
Manu Ginobili, probably one of the best spot shooters of all time.
Sure.
And then he goes to Kawhi Leonard, who is arguably one of the best basketball players we've ever watched.
Sure.
And now he's like literally nothing because like the Spurs suck, even though they have like a really good DeMar DeRozan, and
Not anymore.
not anymore. That's a good point. But he can't do anything with these teams. And at some point, I used to claim that Greg Popovich was the number one coach in the NBA, and I don't think that's true.
Not anymore.
Okay,
I think for his time, you could argue he's the best coach of all time, or at that time.
because
I don't know.
because he was inherited a just dynasty, as you said.
Sure, but who's to say what Manu Ginobili would look like without Popovich? You know, it still takes a lot of coaching to win.
I
How many rings has he won? 5, 6? I think 5, right? Duncan's got 5, right? 4 or 5.
he 5, yeah, 5, because he won four with the original Spurs and then one with Kawhi.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you don't just do that if you're not a good coach, right?
I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I think he's a very
Right.
good coach. I'm just saying that he's
Oh boy.
not an all-time coach.
Let's see. I mean, one of the longest running dynasties. I mean, are you gonna give Tim Duncan all the credit for being as productive as he was into
Yes.
his late 30s and give none of that to how Greg Popovich used him?
No.
No. All right. I'm not willing to die on the. I'm not willing to die on this hill with you.
I'm
So
not willing to die on
I don't
this
know
hill
what you want
either,
me to do.
but I just brought it up because it's a podcast and we're having a
Clearly,
discussion.
you're willing to go on the hill in the first place.
I think it's a fine hill to go on. It's a reasonable discussion.
I think it's a fine fine question to pose. I'm not gonna act like I have an answer. All right, it's just like a thing I watched on I saw on Twitter today where Colin Coward's like everyone pump the brakes on saying Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great quarterback because he's got all these weapons and head coaching geniuses with him. That's what he's saying. He said he needs it to see him go through some more tough patches, I guess, before declaring him one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
I really want to know why people say Patrick Mahomes has all these weapons when let's break it down. He has the best tight end in the league in Travis Kelce, and when you have a
Best
dynamic,
receiving tight end in the league.
he has the best tight end in the league in Travis Kelce, and when you have that dynamic of a tight end, it is hard not to succeed. Okay, I got that one. You have Tyreek Hill, who's incredibly fast, and I think when it comes to wide receivers in the NFL, the secondary secondary like segments on Tyreek Hill's routes where he's able to get into the open field is incredibly underrated, and he's extremely underappreciated when it comes to that. However, I don't know if Tyreek Hill's a top wide receiver in all other aspects besides that he's fast. And then all of his other wide receivers are just fast guys, and that's it. Like, I don't understand this whole narrative that all he has is weapons when the man is just the weapon himself and Travis Kelce. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire looks pretty decent, but he's only had one rookie year.
Sure. Who else do they have? They have. I don't think they have. Do they still have Watkins?
I feel like they still might have Sammy Watkins, but I mean,
He's solid.
yeah,
he
he's
didn't really live up
fine.
to the hype.
No,
He's a solid guy.
They no longer
Now
have
he's
Sammy
gone?
Watkins. They have the Ravens. He went to the Ravens for Lamar
that's
Jackson
interesting.
just not to utilize.
Oh boy. Who else do they have? They have that Mecole Hardman, who's a returner.
Who's just a
When
fast
Tyreek
guy.
Hill's decided.
Yeah.
Right. Demarcus Robinson, is he still there? I think
Yeah,
he's another fast guy.
He's just a fast guy.
Get that guy like freaking 6'4" receiver. Just throw some freaking Randy Moss balls up there, man.
I
That'd be
mean
deadly.
that's what Kelsey's for. I mean,
Yeah. The
But-
short game too, and you got Edwards-Helaire, who's a good pass catching back too.
no, yeah, I really like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but let's be real here. Like, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the weapons that, for say, Baker Mayfield has. I mean, I'm not
Sure.
my head's not up my butt completely. Like, I understand Baker Mayfield has a lot of great weapons. The Rams have great weapons. But the Falcons had good weapons, and then they had a bad quarterback. But and now Julio Jones is gone. The Titans have some great weapons, but the Chiefs are like in the middle part of the league when it comes to weapons, in my opinion.
They got a solid offensive line. Obviously, you saw what happened when that offensive line was hurt in the Super Bowl last year. I mean, but their whole offensive line was depleted there. It's not just like they were missing one key guy on the line.
They're
Like,
missing both their
they
tackles.
had what, 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
Golly, yeah. And then when I was watching this clip of Colin Coward, he's like, he was just without his left tackle and everything crumbled. And I'm like, dude, half of his O line was freaking gone. Excuse me? Against arguably the best defense in the league. Like, what the frick do you want him to do?
Yeah. I don't even know if that was arguable. Yeah. So
Nobody watched that Super Bowl and came away with, oh, Patrick Mahomes sucks. All his weapons made him.
if anything, I came away from that Super Bowl just thinking that guy is just incredible. Like, he threw the best 2 incompletions I've ever watched back to back. I don't.
Yeah, it was kind of sad watching that.
That
Someone give him some help, man.
that that game did nothing but make me realize, holy cow, like this man is just an incredible talent. I already knew that going into it, but it's like it's just different watching him. Like I love Baker.
That made me.
I think Baker's a top 10 quarterback in the league. I've watched Aaron Rodgers my entire life. He's the best quarterback I've ever watched. But
Cool.
Patrick Mahomes is just different. Like he needs to do it longer for me to
Yeah,
say he's past Rodgers, but he's just different.
yeah. It's kind of like that thing with Aaron Rodgers when he first became this coming off the Super Bowl victory, and then in 2011 he had the MVP season. He had all this success, and everyone's like, "Holy cow, this guy's gonna be the greatest quarterback of all time." Obviously, Mahomes, if he's gonna be a long-staying quarterback in the NFL, is gonna have to overcome some things of where there's injury plague seasons where maybe they don't have as talented of a squad that they have right now because sooner or later that big contract he signed, freaking money's gonna start affecting the freaking roster. But I don't know.
Will it?
I just don't think it's
Will it?
fair to Patrick Mahomes to say like, "Oh, will it?" I
No.
think. I mean, I can't see them not being a contender as long as Andy Reid's still there and they're still running the same stuff.
Yeah, but the
But
salary cap's a myth.
it's not a total myth, man. I don't know where you're getting that from. It's certainly very flexible. You can just chuck all this money in the contract into a signing bonus, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, okay, cool.
The
We're still
Saints,
good."
the Saints
I don't know.
spent like 500 million this offseason, and suddenly they have less, or they have more cap space than when they started.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know how the freaking. I'm not gonna act like I know how any of that stuff works.
So I'm trying
I
to
don't know.
think what happened since we've last talked. So Julio did get traded to the Titans. Just
Sure.
I don't understand why 32 or I'm sorry 30 NFL other NFL teams didn't trade that for Julio Jones. Um, but there's that. Aaron Rodgers came back after holding out.
And never a doubt in my mind. I was totally not out at all.
There was legitimate no doubt in my mind that Aaron Rodgers was going to be in a Green Bay Packer uniform this start of the season, and I've said that since the beginning.
I was. Yeah. No, you're a freaking liar.
I
I would say
checked
I
receipts.
was mostly confident. No, I will not. I'm pretty sure you said in a previous episode that he's gone. But I
No,
would say for the most for 70% of this offseason, I was like 100% certain we had him at least for another year. But there were parts where like just skipping out on OTAs at the buzzer, showing up to training camp. There was a few moments where I'm like, oh freaking, oh god, he's either gonna hold out or he's gonna get traded. I don't know, but
all
it's
right.
all good for now.
Scenario here:
What?
Aaron Rodgers and Devonte Adams both do really good this season. However,
It will. So
the
I don't know.
the Packers themselves do bad. Is there a small hope in you? Since I know you're a Brian Gutekunst apologist, that
Oh boy.
if the Packers do bad, that he gets fired, and that keeps Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams around longer.
I can't see a situation where Rodgers and Adams have another year they're having, and I can't see with the talent this Packers team has this year that we're going to do bad. So I can't even fathom that. But I'll play your game. I'll
Okay,
play your game. Freaking Rodgers, MVP finalist at least,
sure.
and let's say Adams is top 5, top 3 in like receptions, yards, touchdowns, all that junk.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's play that game. All right, freaking the defense sucks again, ruins another season for Aaron. Injuries are plagued everywhere. I don't even know if firing Brian Gutekunst is going to keep Aaron Rodgers here because he's still got to deal with President Mark Murphy, who he also has problems with. He also has to deal with the philosophy of the Green Bay front office as a whole that he says isn't, I don't know, changing to his liking, I suppose. So I just don't, I don't see.
How long has Mark Murphy been
The only
around with Packers?
long
2000,
enough to know,
2007.
long enough to be, yeah, with the whole Brett Favre scenario that he didn't learn much from. So he was around for all that, and I don't know. I mean, Mark Murphy's not going to be there for very much longer. I'd
He's
say
66. Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a certain number of years until he steps down, and it's probably coming. But I would assume Aaron would be close to retirement at that point.
So, you don't think if the
Oh boy.
Packers fire Brian Gutekunst, Aaron Rodgers doesn't stick around?
I'm not completely closing the door on Aaron staying regardless of what happens. I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of bridges that have to be mended. Um, Anytime he gets asked about Brian Gutekunst in the press conferences, he said in his first press conference back, he said it's strictly professional. So I'm like, okay, so he doesn't really like him, but he's not gonna like punch him in the face when he like walks past him down the hall. And then like they were seen talking during training camp at some point, and then some reporter was like, "Is this a sign that you and Brian Gutekunst are becoming best friends?" And I'm like, and then he said something like, we had conversations and they were good conversations. Just keeping it vague. I don't think it's gonna get any better. I think Gutekunst is stubborn. I think the Packers front office is stubborn. I think Aaron Rodgers is stubborn. So if I had to put my money, this is the last year for Aaron Rodgers and possibly Devontae Adams.
If it's the last year for Aaron Rodgers, it's the last year for Devontae Adams and vice versa. Those two are not sticking with the Packers if the other one goes.
I mean, Devontae could just be blowing smoke up Packers' butts for negotiating purposes. He said he wouldn't close the door on coming back with the Packers if Aaron Rodgers left. I find that a little hard to believe. I think it makes it 100 times more difficult to convince an elite wide receiver when he's got a few more years of being elite left and getting that big payday. Are you just gonna stick around here with this questionable young quarterback that we still haven't seen play a single snap in the NFL? I'm talking about Jordan Love.
I know. I thought you were talking about Blake Bortles
He
for a
hasn't
second.
played. Like, no, he's gone. He's not even on the team anymore.
I know. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. For some reason, Brian Gutekunst is still around, even though all he's done is make a rather mediocre roster surrounding just.
Why? Okay, hang on a second. Why would you freaking draft Jordan Love?
Oh my God.
Freaking. All right, Aaron's angry regardless of whether he stays or goes. So why the frick would you fire him right now? All right, wait to see what Jordan Love does. If Jordan Love succeeds, what's the problem? If he sucks eggs, that's when you freaking fire him because holy cow, you just freaking ticked off our Hall of Fame all-time great quarterback and you replaced him with this scrub. That's when you. I mean, what the heck? This whole thing came into freaking motion of Brian Gutekunst not being a good GM with the Jordan Love pick, and we haven't even seen the guy in preseason yet, as of this recording.
So the only key factor of Brian Gutekunst being either a good or bad GM is the fact if Jordan Love is a good or bad quarterback, not the fact that all he has done is build a mediocre roster around just all pro talent.
All right. Arguably the best offensive line in the NFL.
Oh my God, here we go.
All he's done.
Here we go again.
Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, drafted Darnell Savage, Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander. Those are three. I mean, Jair is arguably the greatest corner in the game. Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage. Two up-and-comers that look very promising. All right. I guess the other biggest concern Aaron had with the organization is how they treated their veteran players moving out, of not giving them a freaking even an offer. So players like Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Jake Kumaro, Julius Peppers, Charles Woodson, those people, how they were treated as they went away. The locker room guys, as Aaron said. But are you going to sit down and tell me this Packers roster right now is mediocre?
Yes.
What? Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon as a tandem right now. Sucky with that offensive line.
Oh, yeah, I forgot when he drafted a second-string running back in the second round, but before he was a second-string running back, he was a third-string running back. That's great GMing.
Yeah, and also an elite running back in the 6th round in 2017, along with Jamal Williams.
That's when you draft running
backs.
That's when you draft running backs. Oh, yeah, draft 2 running backs in one draft. That's a great idea.
And they both worked out.
They both worked out. Sure.
Hello?
Sure. I'm not denying that.
Jamal Williams was solid.
I'm not denying that. I completely agree. Jamal Williams was solid.
I think Jamal Williams think he was third or fourth round. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's
Yeah.
not like they were like first or second rounders. AJ Dillon was a second rounder.
A.J. Dillon was a second rounder, and he was a third string running back, and now a second string running back as a second rounder. That's not very effective.
Sure. I think it's hard to say he's a second string running back when you draft him when you have Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones both on expiring contracts the next year. I mean, he was basically a backup running back the second they drafted him because they knew they weren't keeping both of them. One of the two, if not both, were gone. All right. So I'm not gonna say we drafted a third string running back. He was well known that he was gonna be our number one or number two guy in year two.
All right, so I do apologize then. Then they drafted a second string quarterback or running back.
Running back.
Oh, well, they did draft a second string quarterback too.
Dude, this isn't freaking 1990 where we're just going to hand the ball off to Emmitt Smith 357 times a freaking game, all right? This is a league where you need a running back duo, a tandem, baby.
Sure.
Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, freaking Christian McCaffrey, and that's a bad example. I can't think of another Panthers running back. Alvin Kamara, Latavius Murray, Dalvin Cook, and that's another bad one. Zeke Elliott, Tony Pollard. That kind of stuff.
You know what round Tony Pollard was drafted in?
Probably not even
the fifth. I'm trying to think what other.
Fifth?
I'm trying to think what other guys you named, but the only one that was actually good there was Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb because those were two higher drafted guys. But
sure,
one was acquired through.
Well, the Browns
agency.
didn't spend a draft.
Yeah, one was acquired through free agency.
Kareem Hunt was picked up on a freaking bargain.
Right.
After, something happened.
Right. So, yes, no, Brian Gutekunst is a, at best, average GM.
Also, take a look at the Packers receiving core now. I mean...
Oh, yeah. All those great number 4 wide receivers on your roster, but one of them's your number 2.
MVS.
Oh, great.
Okay, we don't have to bring up... I'm not even going to bring up Devontae Adams. We all know he's
an elite, number 1.
The best receiver.
Great.
Okay?
All right, go ahead.
That's fine. MVS, deep threat. Alan Lazard, reliable hand.
Oh, reliable hands.
Randall Cobb.
Oh, he's back. He's going to get to jog onto the field and then jog off after he needs to get some oxygen because he's like 46 years old.
He's the same age as Julio Jones.
What? No. Is Randall Cobb that...
I'm not comparing him to Julio Jones. Yeah, they were both 2011.
What?
Same year as AJ Green, Julio
Why
Jones,
did I
Randall
feel
Cobb
like
was second round.
So much older than that.
I mean, he's been a while. I mean, 2011. That's 10 years.
Is he even effective though anymore? Because he used to just be an absolute burner, and he just got so many leg injuries, right?
It's the injuries that's the problem. When he's healthy, he was good with the Cowboys. Solid with. I mean, the Texans were a mess last year, but he was solid with the Texans.
Okay.
He was good the last year Packers. It's just the injury thing, which is also with Julio. But then again, the upside with Julio is a whole lot bigger than Randall Cobb.
We did with Randall Cobb. We found a good number 3 wide receiver. We're close, Matt. We're closer.
Hey, check it out.
Uh-oh.
We drafted a fella by the name of Amari Rodgers, national champion from Clemson. Heard of him?
Yet to see.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Also mentored by Mr. Randall Cobb in college. Just could throw that out there.
Really? Interesting.
Throw that out there, see if it sticks, Devin Funchess. I'll just say that name because I haven't said it yet. I'm not really confident in it, but there's something to ponder.
Devin Funchess just sounds like a 5th string wide receiver.
Devin Funchess.
Is Equanimous St. Brown still around there somewhere?
Yeah, he's a borderline guy. We don't know if he's going to make it.
Had high hopes for him, and boy, he's just been injured.
Yeah. Juwan Winfrey, a training camp stud.
That's just not a real. That's just not a real player. You just made someone's name right off the.
No, there's nothing more hilarious than watching everyone freak out about a guy in training camp before they even put pads on.
It is the best thing.
This Juwan Winfrey, he's going to be the next freaking Jerry Rice right now. That's all I'm hearing from Packers fans. Yeah. I mean, I hope the guy turns out. I mean, I freaking like him, but I'm not going to act like.
All I'm hearing out of Browns training camp right now is that Donovan Peoples-Jones should just replace Odell right now at number 1 on the wide receiver chart. That's all I'm hearing right now. And I really like
I
Donovan
was high
Peoples-Jones.
at Donovan Peoples-Jones hype.
Yeah,
I wanted the Packers to draft him in the late third, early fourth round. The guy fell all the way down to what, the sixth
six.
round of the
Yeah, sixth
Browns?
round. Just
I think it was, yeah.
absolute steal.
It's
But
a great pick. I mean, I think he's looked solid, but he's not really going to be a factor in this offense this year, is he? I mean, it's a deep
sure,
receiving core.
why not? All right, define deep
I mean,
receiving core.
I'm not talking like what you got. Dell, you got Jarvis. Higgins is still going to be in that freaking scheme, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have four guys.
Four?
You have five guys, and then they just drafted Demetric Felton out of UCLA, who's like a kind of a Duke Johnson type. However, they've been lining up out of wide receiver like big time. So that's going to be interesting to see how they play him. But I mean, they don't run too many 3 wide receiver sets. I don't think I've ever seen them run 4 wide receiver sets. So when you run less,
I mean, you also got freaking Kareem Hunt in the receiving game, who's a huge factor.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's getting
both Kareem Hunt and
you got
Nick
Austin
Chubb.
Hooper. You got
Austin Hooper, David
Njoku,
and
Harrison Bryant.
Harrison Bryant. Yeah, like they have so many receivers.
That's a lot of guys.
It's going to be hard to get them touches. Once they realize that Baker and Odell just are never going to happen, then maybe we'll see more touches for other guys. But
oh boy, Jedrick Wills, he has a receiving touchdown.
He does. No, I don't think he has. Does he have a receiving touchdown or does he just have a reception?
I don't know. I just remember he caught a pass. I don't know.
I remember he caught a pass too, but I think a different guy caught a touchdown.
Some offensive lineman. He's coming for Donovan Peoples-Jones as well.
They're all fat. Yeah, well, you're not an offensive lineman though.
Yeah, I'm not talented and fat. I'm just fat.
All right. Speaking of someone who isn't talented, so what do you think about this Josh Allen contract?
Oh my god. All right, I'm not gonna. This is gonna be hilarious, depending on how this year goes. I don't know. I think the Bills will be good this year, but it's a lot of money.
I know. For a guy like Josh Allen, who proved all of us wrong. Like, I don't think there was one person who expected that kind of season from him last year.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why he can't repeat it, especially with another year, a training camp with Stephon Diggs under his belt and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know, though, dude. Like, I don't know if it's just that his mechanics were so bad or he just caught lightning in a bottle. But that's a lot. That's a lot.
If I were I don't know how the negotiations went down, but if I were in my outsider perspective, I would have definitely wanted to see a little more of him coming into this year before giving that kind of money away, you know? I mean, they got an opportunity here with that great defense. You got good weapons. I think they got another running back in the draft, maybe. I don't know what's happening with that, but
I mean, they're a very smart front office. They're very McDermott's a really good head coach, but
yeah,
what they're paying him $47.5 a year for that extension. It's a lot. If they would have signed him to like a 4-year extension, I would be much more on ease there, because like, all right, so worst case scenario in this Josh Allen contract extension, if he plays good, is that in 4 years you're just going to have to redo it. Worst case scenario, though, if he doesn't play good, is that you're paying a guy $47.5 a year to do what he was doing his first 2 years. So,
I mean, there's also another factor of, something that always gets brought up with Lamar Jackson, but since Josh Allen has a similar game, is the way he plays the game, it also leaves him much more prone to injury the way he scrambles with the ball.
Did you just say Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have the same type of game?
They have similar. The way they do. How often Josh Allen runs the freaking ball? He runs the ball almost as often as Lamar Jackson. I'd say Lamar Jackson runs the ball, but he's still a rushing quarterback, still prone to plenty of injuries. That's the only point I'm making. I'm not trying to say he's running like Lamar Jackson or as often as Lamar Jackson, but he runs pretty freaking
All right.
often enough to carry with Devin Singletary and whoever the heck else was on that lackluster Bills running game.
God, that was bad. All right. So let's see. Last year, Lamar Jackson had 159 carries, and Josh Allen had 102. Okay. All right, that's not
Decently
too
close.
crazy. I think saying that they have similar games is just absolutely ridiculous, but
But I'm just saying from the angle of risk of injury because Lamar Jackson's the kind of guy where it's a passing play. He's the kind of guy that goes through his possessions and either books it and runs, or he throws it away, or he throws it wherever
not
Lamar
just wide
Jackson does in the
receivers.
passing
But
game.
go ahead.
Josh Allen's a little more loose cannon, where he tries to do some Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers stuff and extend the play, and he has to freaking keep the ball in his hands and freaking mobilize and possibly scramble. You know, there's a lot of potential for freaking injuries, leg injuries,
That
stuff like that,
that's true.
concussions.
I will say right now, I think there's probably a higher chance for Josh Allen to get injured than there is Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson's a very smart runner. He's very elusive,
Yeah,
and when he does get tackled, he doesn't get tackled too hard. Josh Allen's a big guy. He's lumbering around. I mean, yeah, he does have some speed under him, but it's hard for a
yeah.
big guy to keep going down like that and getting back up, and he gets hit hard sometimes. Like if Josh Allen gets
Uh-huh.
hurt before Lamar Jackson, it won't surprise me at all, even though he's bigger than Lamar
Sure.
Jackson and doesn't run as much.
Well, look at Big Ben. You saw how that freaking diminished him over the years. He used to be. I'm not gonna say he ran as much as Josh Allen because it was a completely different league back then, but Big Ben, a mobile quarterback in his prime, always scrambling and getting demolished over the years, and now he's just like a shell of himself now.
I think that's more of him just being a fat slop than the injuries.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. What
Uh,
was your opinion on Big Ben? Did you watch the Hall of Fame game? What was it yesterday?
I didn't. I
You
saw that
do.
Najee Harris had like 85 touches though, so that's really really smart of the Steelers to.
Yeah, way to freaking load up your rookie running back in a preseason game with a suspect offensive line to protect him.
Yeah, let me. I didn't even look at the stats or anything. I just saw that everybody's complaining about Najee Harris. I believe it or not, I had no interest in watching a Steelers and Cowboys preseason football game. I know that may seem like a
Yeah,
shock.
I
Like,
had it on in the background. It's preseason football. What do you? I mean, come on.
yeah. Oh, so Najee Harris had what, 7 carries and one reception? That's not crazy. I don't understand why people are making a big thing about that. But whatever.
I think he was in. He was in for the entire first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter.
Oh, really?
Generally, you do what, a couple, 2 or 3 series, or maybe a quarter. I don't know.
Mason Rudolph looked like he did fine. Dwayne Haskins. I
Haskins looked rough when I was watching him.
did he? I, I'm slightly afraid of Dwayne Haskins developing in that system, but he, I don't know. He has all the
It'd
tools.
take a little more time.
He
What
has
I
all the
saw.
tools in the world, and that's not the wrong system for someone to shape a younger man who's just hasn't got his head in the game. Um, but
Uh-huh.
there's still a lot of work to be done. And they also have Josh
Ben DiNucci
Dobbs.
did not look good.
DiNucci did not look good. No, that's not a surprise. Ben
No,
DiNucci sucks.
shouldn't be in the league.
I agree.
All right, cool.
Okay. Um, anything you want to talk about when it comes to baseball? The Indians suck. They got a new name
They
change
changed their name. That's pretty
since
spicy.
since we last talked.
Yeah, they
To like
freaking changed everything.
just so boring. Like
Give a letter grade for the new team name. What would you give it?
a C. Like everything
Yeah, it's
everything about the rebrand is a C. Just like its logo and
that god awful logo, man. That logo gets a freaking D minus.
are you talking about
That looks like
the G-winged baseballs?
yeah, the winged G balls.
Listen,
That Looks
Listen,
like a single A logo, dude.
in the right concept, in the right execution, I bet there is a really cool logo out there with that type of idea.
Sure.
My
Yeah.
God, that was not it though. That it was
Dude,
so
it looks like
bad.
a custom logo you would it looks like a custom logo you would make in friggin' backyard baseball back in 2002.
It,
Where
it,
they like got like the wombats and then you got the winged G balls.
it looks like in some of those old video games where like, oh, you want to relocate your franchise. Well, here's some of the default
Yep.
preset logos that we're giving you. And I don't even know if it looks
Yeah.
that good.
You just think you would do more with the whole Guardians thing since you called it that. It's like we could do something with this Guardian statue and turn that into a logo. Ah, frick, we gotta announce this after the All-Star break. I got wings, I got the letter G. Let's get this going, guys. Get me that PNG photo of a baseball. Let's get this together.
I would have bought like 5 hats if it just had the Guardian's face on it, because I think that's a cool look. If they had
That looks like the dude from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
which
That dude.
which is a cool look.
Heck yeah.
If they had that face inside of that helmet instead of a baseball, I'm buying every single piece of merchandise because that's like a top 1 logo. If that's the case.
I know some people are saying like, oh, it's early in the development of the brand, but it's like, yeah, but this is like your big grand opening,
Right.
trying to win over the fans' acceptance of this humongous transition for fans. Like they've been called the Indians since what, the freaking 1910s? I don't freaking know. It's been a while.
Yeah,
And
probably
then all of a sudden,
1920s.
logo change, something like that. I don't know. It seemed like a middle of the road thing where it's like, all right, if we call it spiders, half the fan base is gonna want to kill themselves, and it's like, what else is there? Everyone kept saying the Cleveland Rocks. No, kick rocks with that. You can kick rocks with that freaking suggestion.
So tired of the whole rock and roll thing.
Or Cleveland Rockers. Okay, so you either want to name this freaking franchise after a mineral or a freaking type of chair. Get that? What?
Now, I was a big fan. Someone proposed the Cleveland Commodores, and that would have been sick. Would have been a big fan of Cleveland Commodores. Go ahead.
And then Lionel Richie's our logo.
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for you to say something stupid like that. Or another one was the Cleveland Foresters. That's cool as long as you could like.
Nah, that's kind of.
I really would have preferred for them to do some sort of homage to Larry Doby and be the Cleveland Dobies or the Cleveland 14, the Cleveland 14s or the Cleveland 47ers, something along those lines. I would have really liked
like
some sort of homage to them.
I like Dobies. That's kind of dope.
The Cleveland Dobies? Yeah.
He's the first African American player in the American League. I mean, Jackie was the National League, and Doby followed shortly after in the American League.
Like,
so like
weeks.
And the whole Indians name was named after. Wasn't the whole Indians team name named after a player that was of Indian descent?
That's a mess.
So it could kind of be like a. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it could have been like a certain thing where it's like, all right, we do this, but now it's like a rightful, like, good tribute to someone that like was historically important to the entire game of baseball.
Extremely.
To the world, really.
Extremely. Yeah. I would have
like, and that would give Larry Doby more of a platform because like everyone talks about Jackie Robinson, not to take away anything that he went through,
right.
But it's like Larry Doby went through something incredibly similar, and barely anyone talks about it.
Exactly. Completely agree. I mean, Larry Doby should, in all reality, have his number retired throughout baseball the same way Jackie Robinson does.
Sure. It could be like a thing where Jackie Robinson's retired in the NL, Doby's retired in the AL.
That's a great idea. That's a brilliant idea. I really like that idea.
Heck yeah.
But no, I mean, it was boring. And that's fine, I guess, because like you said, it could have been the Cleveland Rockers. It could have been the Cleveland Spiders. But my God, dude, like, it's just so boring. Like, everything about this franchise, its front office, the way that runs, its ownership, the managing and coaching staff, the players, like, everything about this team is just so boring. The colors. How many teams in baseball have red, white, and blue in their colors? How many teams in baseball have white, red, or blue in all their colors?
Like,
I I I I really would have liked to see maybe an orange-black combo. I know the Orioles have that, but they're the only team. If they had a red and black combo, I'm pretty sure the Diamondbacks are the only team in baseball who even come close to that. And I,
The Reds? I don't think the Reds really have
yeah, but the
black
Reds
anymore.
aren't a Major League Baseball team. The
Whoa.
Oh, they're second
Whoa.
in division. Look at them. Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what. Just give me something different besides red, white, and blue. Give me red, gold, and blue. If they would have had a nice gold in there instead of a white, I might have liked that a little bit better.
Red. Gold. How would gold look with red and blue? I'm trying to imagine that.
Um, Let me
I don't know.
find. I'm trying to remember who the
Graphic designer.
Rick. I believe it's like Wreck This League on Twitter. They're a design artist, and they changed the logos just a tad, and they look so good. Let me send these over to you on Discord. I'm gonna also put them up on the screen. Um,
Ooh, fancy.
but here, I'm sending you the link right now, or I'll just send you the image.
If this is a picture of your wiener, I'm gonna get tight.
Oh, hold on. I just sent. I
just sent a picture of my wiener. Oops.
No, no. Oh, I just pulled a Brett Favre.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I really like these.
Yeah, I mean, it gives more of an accent to the wings. If it's white, it's just like, oh,
Right.
cool. But make it gold, it's like a little spicy. It's a little spicy.
Right. And then at some point, and then here's another concept. Let me keep this private. And
Oh my God, your wiener's disgusting. Okay. Is that
like,
supposed to be a C or a G? I mean, that's really. Is it Cleveland
which one?
or is that supposed to be a G?
Well,
The logo, the second one, is that a G or that's a C, right?
the, it, maybe it's a C and a G. You got to remember, to the Cleveland Guardians now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to determine what it's for.
You know how in our logo there's a B and an M in the same logo because we're the Brown Mamba show?
What? Dude, what the fuck?
I
You're
think
telling me the New York Yankees got an N and a Y in their logo?
I like how you picked the most obvious logo there.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Like,
What's another one? Freaking
San Diego.
I don't know.
I don't know. But no,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right. Pick the right one.
it's just so boring. Like, at least give us a good logo. And while I'm on this subject, I don't understand why the Oakland Athletics don't have the elephant on top of the baseball as their primary logo, because that's an awesome logo.
What's the elephant for? Enlighten me.
I don't know. Let's look up.
Like, why that thing? Are they like Republican? Or
Have you never seen that before?
I've seen it. I just don't know why there's a freaking elephant. Are they like an athletic animal?
There's way
Did they
too
like
many
win
words.
a game of one-on-one over in Africa? So it was like tigers, giraffes, and lions and elephants had a one-on-one contest, and the elephants won, and they were deemed the most athletic, and then they became the Athletics logo.
The use of the elephant to symbolize the Athletic dates from the early years of the franchise when a group of Philadelphia businessmen headed by industrialist Benjamin Scheibe became the team's first owner. That answers zero of my questions.
And he was part elephant.
Right.
And he was Republican, so they made him an elephant.
The elephant bouncing on top of the baseball with the bat in its hands is an awesome logo, and
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't use that. And while we're on the subject again and talking about how racist Chief Wahoo is, why does nobody ever talk about how the Orioles logo is just a bird in blackface? Huh?
Oh, it's kind of like the what's that Disney movie? Is that Dumbo with those?
I think it is
with
Dumbo.
Those racist birds.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't they cut that junk out of whatever if it's on Disney Plus or something?
Right.
That's giving me some crows from Dumbo.
Yeah.
Give me some of those vibes.
Man, MLB just has some of the worst logos, which is a shame because all the minor leaguers have good logos. But like Milwaukee's is cool in concept because it's got the little barley wheat under it, and it has a state of Minnesota behind it, but it's just kind of busy. Um, Los
Mhm.
Angeles needs to go back to its former retro logo, where it's the just the flat A with the gold halo. Um, what else do we need here?
Most of them's just letters, for being
Yeah, it's
honest.
really boring.
Spice it up, guys.
Yeah, the Twins is just a TC when like one of their original logos was like two guys handshaking in the shape of Minnesota.
Uh, Blue Jays have a pretty cool, or they had one. They had really cool '90s. I don't know what. I mean, they kind of probably simplified it now.
I think
Simplified
like
it.
the '90s one was just like the Blue Jays, but like just had like Toronto Blue Jays like over in kind of thing. Cardinals always have a good
They look
logo.
cool. Cardinals, yeah.
Oh no, their logo is just the SNL. Like it should just be the Cardinal with on the bat with the Cardinals over it.
On the bat. I mean, that's where it's on like this part of the jersey still,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Or for
true.
at least one alternate jersey.
Right.
I don't know. Also, I don't get all the. Okay, I'm with the whole Cleveland Spiders thing. I wasn't completely against it. I wasn't totally like it needs to be the Spiders kind of thing. But everyone that was like pro Spiders are like, imagine all the cool possibilities with the Spiders logo. It's like what? Spider in a web. Name me one other thing you can do with that. I mean, are
Um,
we gonna pay freaking Disney to use Spider Man? No,
hold on.
we can't even be Lindor.
Spider winged baseballs, Matt.
What the frick is that? What? No. Oh, yeah, that's really freaking revolutionary. What?
You get some
That's why I
spiders,
don't get it. It's
you
like,
put them on wings, and then you put those wings on a baseball.
oh, frick. Golly, man. You just changed the game.
God,
Yeah, it's like I didn't get all that. I mean, I wasn't like totally hating on the Spiders thing. It was just another generic, bland
it's just the worst name.
team name.
It really is the worst name. Like spiders is just the worst
At
option.
Spiders.
I can't
I don't
imagine
know. It's just as
my professional
I
baseball
don't know.
team being named an arachnid. Like what is this?
Yeah, it's an arachnid.
No, I understand that. I know I had that one right.
Oh,
You didn't need to you didn't need to.
I thought that's what you were like questioning.
No.
I don't know.
Um,
It's just as exciting as
the
Guardians
Cleveland
for me.
Fellers,
Kind of on that same level.
name it after Bob Feller, and you call them the Fellers.
Fellers. That sounds like something an old guy would call a team.
I
Hey,
know it
when
sounds
them
cool.
fellers playing?
It sounds cool. I like
I'm
that.
down with the. I'm down with the Dobies. I'm not down with the fellers.
Not down with the Fellers.
Uh,
I
hey, we can go watch the fellers and get a couple of drinks with the fellers afterwards. Like, shut up.
I would have really preferred that Washington never changed their team to the Washington football team, so Cleveland could change the name to the Cleveland Baseball Club. I think that just has a cool, classic, vintage sound to it. But I just don't think that was an option after Washington changed their name.
I don't know. What the frick is that? What are they doing? Are they just like sticking with it until people get ticked off, or what?
You know, Pigskins was such a good a name. So was the Red Hawks and the Red Tails. Like they have so many good options that I don't understand why Cleveland doesn't.
Where did you stand on the Cleveland Tribe? Like taking their nickname and turning it into the main name.
Again, it wouldn't have been the worst, but I think that would have just caused more problems because they're like, oh, you're not completely
Yeah,
distancing from it, which,
yeah, it wouldn't have shut up any of the outrages, which is
yeah,
why they did it in the first place.
right.
So
Which
that's probably why they were just okay. We can do that.
if they would have done it, I would have been cool with it. I mean, we all call them the tribe basically, anyways. I
Yeah,
call them that dog
yeah,
crap team that I watch. But
nice.
thank you. But I mean, that would have been the worst. But I completely understand why they didn't do that one.
Yeah, it's like you either got to take the full step, I guess. If you're gonna go down the route of changing your name because of the whole offending people kind of thing, and it being disrespectful, then you can't just be like, okay, we'll name it after the group of them, a group of Indians. That'll be good.
Uh, yeah, yeah. but they have bigger things to worry about, like having their
A good
manager
baseball team.
manager one be on the field, and then two, not
Oh
stopping
boy.
younger players from getting a shot to play and show what they have instead of having those younger players which are in positions of needs go and strive somewhere else, like Eric Haas and Yandy Diaz and all that good stuff. And yeah,
And getting rid of Santana twice, getting rid of Carlos Santana twice. What are you doing,
that's
guys?
understandable though, because he was expensive, and our owner can't
True.
be bothered
Yeah, but I'm still staying.
until Jimmy Haslam buys the team, and Dan Gilbert
What?
and Jimmy
What are you gonna do
Haslam.
if LeBron? What are you gonna do if LeBron buys the
Hey,
the,
if he
the
spends, I'm
Guardians? I
gonna be the biggest LeBron fan.
Dude, they're gonna get a bunch of freaking 40-year-olds like he's doing with the Lakers. He's gonna freaking sign Albert Pujols. He's gonna sign Miguel Cabrera. He's gonna bring back Barry Bonds.
All right, all right. If you put 40-year-old Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, and current day Barry Bonds on this team, they're not much worse. If not, they might be better.
I would definitely be more intrigued and definitely want to go to more games.
Absolutely.
If we're gonna suck, we might as well be a gimmick,
Like, legitimately just throw Bonds out there in right field. Hopefully a ball's not hit to him.
Yeah.
Put Pujols in the DH and Miguel Cabrera at first.
Guess what? Manny Ramirez back in action.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Honestly, just get all of the 97 Indians besides Omar Vizquel for obvious reasons, and just put them on the field. Let's see.
And Albert Bell. I don't think Albert Bell's cool anymore. I don't think you can do him.
No.
He's a little crazy.
Yeah, just get the entire 97 Indians plus Jose Ramirez. Put them on the field.
Yeah. I'm down.
They can't be worse. Instead of having me watch Yu Chain or Bradley Zimmer or Bobby Bradley or Owen Miller or Ernie Clement, I have to watch Jordan Luplow. So, no, they got rid of Jordan Luplow.
Yeah, he's in Tampa.
Oscar Mercado's actually played somewhat fine. Roberto Perez, I'm telling you right now, I'm willing to bet if instead of Sandy Alomar just kind of standing out there wandering off into space at first base when he's a first base coach, if you put him behind that plate, get him some yoga and some sprints in, he's not as bad as Roberto Perez.
Well, the bat's not really going to change, that's for sure.
Sure. I'm willing to bet all Sandy Alomar does is when he's coaching first base out there, all he does is just look at the left field wall just every inning and every pitch being like, I remember when I hit a home run there in the All-Star game and won MVP. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
That's all I'm willing. That's all he does. I'm willing to bet. Well, you want to talk
stinky team?
Yeah, we do. You want to talk about anything else, Matthew? Your Lakers just got Russell Westbrook.
Dude, I don't even know how I can root for this team anymore because it's become the most unlikable team in my eyes from the way I see the game of basketball. For the limited amount I pay attention to it and watch it, it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to root for. LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, freaking Dwight Howard for his third time around with the Lakers, Trevor Ariza, who I wanted to bring back probably 8 years ago, freaking. What's there to root for that's likable?
You got rid of Kyle Kuzma. That's a pretty big thing to root for.
That's true. I'll take that. Alex Caruso, we had all these Lakers fans pretending that they actually liked Alex Caruso, even though every time he stepped foot on the court and didn't pass it to LeBron or Anthony Davis, everyone freaking called him every single bad word you can call a white person. I don't know. There's nothing I like about this Lakers team.
No. I agree. I don't like the Lakers either.
And then you got LeBron on freaking Twitter coming out like, oh, I see y'all making fun of our old team. It don't matter about our age. Just keep that same energy when we're on the court. It's like, dude, you're freaking forming this super team and you're trying to pull this underdog card. Get the frick out of here.
Yeah.
You got Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and yourself on a team with a bunch of supporting efficient characters that as long as they stay healthy, is a solid team. But it's like, where do you come off being like, oh, we're the underdogs
There,
because we're making fun of you for a very plausible thing to make fun of you because you're all freaking old. Because it's what you do with every team you join.
there's no way Russell Westbrook and LeBron work together, right?
I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know. I don't know.
Like,
Is Dennis Schroeder still on that team?
I don't think so.
What's his role?
Right? Is he on
I
there?
think he's a free agent, right?
I think you're right.
I think he declined an
He was pretty
extension
good at
earlier
basketball.
this offseason.
Oh, I just read.
Lakers fans hated him.
I'm looking at a headline right now. Dennis Schroeder interested in signing, or Boston Celtics interested in signing Dennis Schroeder. Be a big fan. Be a big fan of that.
I thought he was solid. Good driver to the freaking basket, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But what do I know? I barely paid attention to this year. So.
Yeah, I barely paid
Or last
attention
year.
at all. All I know is Danny Ainge is gone. That's all that matters to me. Literally,
Are you happy?
yes. And now Brad is taking at the helm. They got a new good head coach, or a new head coach that just everybody who's apparently in the know just absolutely loves an Ime Udoka. I really
That's
wish
a fun name.
I really wish they would have went after Becky Hammon. But it is what it
Is
is.
that the Spurs person?
Spurs, yes,
Was she
she's
on
a
the
Spurs
Spurs?
assistant coach. Yep. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. For some reason, I don't care.
I don't know.
It would have been cool to see the
Resurrect
Suns win.
Kobe. I'll start watching. I'll start watching it again.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't know. I was happy for the Bucks.
Yeah,
I was happy for the
I'm
Bucks.
happy for Giannis because he just gets way too much hate and criticism.
He went from being freaking like this guy is never going to lead a team to a championship, and then he pulled off one of like the best playoff runs in history. Now
Dominant.
everyone's like, oh yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer. It's like we went from here to here, guys. Let's like, whoa, what the frick?
Right. Yeah, my only thing is I just don't see Devin Booker getting back to the finals, or Chris Paul for that instance. But I don't really care about Chris Paul. But I don't see Devin Booker getting back to the finals, so it would have been cool to see him get a ring. But
yeah, it kind of seemed like his
one shot
chance as like the leader of the Suns team. I mean, I don't know the way the NBA goes. He's going to be with the frickin'
Right.
Lakers in 10 years.
Right.
With Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I don't know, like a
LeBron
50-year-old
still.
Steph Curry still just chilling in the corner. LeBron James Jr.
I'll take a 50-year-old Steph Curry just chilling in the corner.
Yeah, just do what Ray Allen did with the Heat near the end of his career, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't got anything else.
I'd like to talk to you about. Never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't have anything funny.
Yeah, that's not the
like,
first time
Jesus or
for
something,
you.
but- Cool. You want to play SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom on PC?
So is that the rehydrated version or is that the old one?
Nah, this is for like Windows 98. I
Mm.
got this at a book fair in 3rd grade.
I'll just do the remastered version.
That works, I guess. I don't know. Whatever,
All right.
Whatever floats
What a
your boat,
great
man.
way to end this episode. All right, Matthew. Anything you want to plug? Anything
We
you're
really
doing
went downhill fast here.
Are you doing anything at Cheesehead TV?
I made a couple videos once the Rogers junk went down. I'm sure once the regular season comes rolling in soon, I'll have some more videos over there. I'm working on some more videos on my channel. And another thing I'd like to plug is my phone because it's on 2%, so it's gonna die soon.
I have a wireless charger. Get good.
Wow.
I went from 2% to
I wish
75% over the time of this podcast.
The what?
2% to 75%.
Golly, man.
So, get good, I believe.
You got some friggin' Red Bull in that friggin' charger.
It's fast charging for Androids because I'm not a iPhone sheep person.
I just went to Verizon and they said they had a deal for like if you sign up with us, you get a free phone. And I was like, oh, free phone, that sounds cool.
Oh,
So
that's
I got an iPhone.
Hey, you know what? That free phone is better than costing phone.
Is that Socrates?
Yeah, Pretty sure. Pretty sure. All right.
Also, I keep moving around like this because I'm absolutely holding in a friggin' poop right now. So this is fun.
All right. Well, I will end it
Oh.
there. Brown Mama Show, episode 31. Please get your COVID vasectomy.